So today we're going to dive into something really cool, a newly discovered codex that lays out this absolutely fascinating constructed language called Arreqqana. And trust me, this isn't just a grammar lesson. It's a window into a whole new way of seeing the world, a world where every single word is an action.
And get this, the name they have for their own language is the living actions of the tongue. That isn't just some poetic flair, it's their entire philosophy. For the people who speak this, language isn't some static thing like putting labels on stuff. No, it's a collection of living, breathing actions that you perform in the world.
So, what does a language of living actions actually look like in practice? Well, its entire foundation is built on verbs, so you can kind of toss out the idea of nouns and adjectives being the starting point. In Arreqqana, everything, and I mean everything, starts with an action, a choice, or a state of doing.
And we're not talking about just a handful of actions here. The scale of this foundation is, well, it's incredible. The Codex has recorded over 170 core verbs. Each one is a unique little building block for describing and even interacting with reality itself.
And, the kinds of verbs they chose tell you so much about the culture. Take this one, telutar. It means both to be and to have power. Just think about that for a second. Imagine how that shapes your sense of self, that from the moment you learn to speak, you understand that to simply exist is to have power, to have agency.
And look, this language does not shy away from the harsh realities of life. A core verb, right there in the bedrock of the language, is disksar, to kill. This tells you it's not a culture that hides from consequence. Its language is built to handle the entire spectrum of existence, from abstract ideas of power to brutally concrete acts.
And then there's this one, nomar, which means to love. This verb is absolutely crucial. In fact, we're going to use it as our guide to unlock the deeper secrets of how Arreqqana really works, to see how it builds an entire world from these simple actions.
So you might be thinking, how on earth do you manage over 170 core verbs? It sounds like a recipe for chaos, right? But what's so amazing about Arreqqana is that it's all built on this beautifully simple engine. There's just one elegant rule that governs every single action.
It's like building with Legos, honestly. Every verb is modular. You start with the root, which is the core idea, like num for love. Then you click on an aspect, which describes the nature of that action. And finally, you add a tense to place it in time. It's simple, it's clean, and it's incredibly powerful.
Okay, so this aspect thing, this is where the real magic of the language kicks in. It's not just about what you're doing, but how and why you're doing it. Is it a choice? Is it something you do as a sacred ritual? Is it just an ongoing state? This one little piece adds these incredible layers of meaning into every single word.
Let's go back to our example, nomar, and see how this works. The simple present is nomar, I love. Simple enough. But add the intentional aspect and it becomes nokmar, I choose to love. That is a profoundly different statement, isn't it? Make it sacred and it's nashmar, I love as a ritual, like a sacred vow. One word holds three completely different ways of being.
Okay, so we've got this super elegant grammar engine, but here's where it gets another layer deeper. That single engine powers three completely distinct cultural dialects. It's one grammar, but three very different souls, each one shaped by the world around it.
And the three dialects really do reflect their landscapes perfectly. The coastal dialect is flowing and emotionally open, warm. The mountain dialect is direct and firm, solid like stone. And the desert dialect is patient and restrained, built for endurance. These aren't just accents, you see, they're entire worldviews baked right into the language.
And this is where it gets just fascinating. You take one single idea, I will speak the truth, I wait, and watch how it completely transforms. The coastal speaker implies this gentle, emotional kind of patience. The mountain speaker just states it as a direct, unshakable fact. And for the desert speaker, waiting isn't passive at all. It's an active feat of endurance. Same grammar, completely different realities.
Grammar and rules can feel a little dry, but the real heart of Arreqqana, in all its forms, is found in the most intimate moments of life. You find it in the whispers and chants between family. Listen to this line from a coastal lullaby. Nomar wraps you. Love isn't just a feeling. It's something that literally holds you, envelops you. You can almost feel the warmth and the tenderness in that flowing tone, which is a perfect reflection of their open culture.
Now, let's jump over to a mountain mother. A totally different vibe, right? Fire stays, stone stays.
The reassurance here isn't about wrapping you in a feeling. It's about grounding you in something unshakable and real. It's protective, it's firm, it's steady, just like their homeland.
And to complete the picture, the desert whisper. Stars watch, wind listens. See how that's different again? Here, comfort comes from connecting the child to the vast, timeless patience of the world around them. It's this quiet, enduring protection, born from a life of perseverance.
So when you look across all three dialects, you start to see these really powerful shared ideas pop up again and again. Phrases like, I guard your laugh, or I share your weight show this deep culture of loyalty. And we remain is like the ultimate expression of commitment. This is a language built to forge bonds that last.
Okay, so here's the big takeaway from all of this. Arreqqana doesn't just describe a reality, it actively shapes it. The words you have at your disposal literally define how you experience everything, from love to conflict. They create the very fabric of your social world.
And you can see this so clearly in how they handle conflict. For the coastal people, the worst insult is to be called a drifthead, to be careless. The only way to resolve that is with emotional reassurance. For a mountain speaker, it's weak spine, a lack of integrity. The only fix is direct action. And for the desert people, spilled water, a loss of self-control, is a grave insult. And it's only resolved by giving space and then showing proof of change. The language dictates both the injury and the cure.
And here's one last, really fascinating detail about how they think about language. They have this sophisticated understanding that language has to adapt. There's a formal, sacred version they use in temples to preserve what they see as eternal truths. But then there's a practical, flexible street language they use to preserve life, in the here and now. Neither one replaces the other. They're both seen as essential tools for living.
Which, brings it all back to us. Arreqqana is this amazing window into how a language's structure, its verbs, and its values can literally build a world. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does the language you speak reveal about your world? What actions does it prioritize? And what realities does it build every single day?